Hello, hello. My name is NicholassRivas, and I talk about politics and stuff. And today we're going to be talking about the kind of sycophant, disgusting uh, ideology that comes with like the anti-trans people rhetoric that's been talked as of late. A lot of people have been anti, trans people, and they say it's like grooming children and like the trans brunches, is what destroying our youth type of thing, right? Like this very like old school mentality, this like disgusting rhetoric against trans people, right? Um, the issue is though, I feel like a lot of these people then turn a blind eye when it comes to um, the likes of grooming amongst children when it comes to more conservative circles. So there was a video or a picture. Yeah, it was actually a picture. It was a picture of this like man and his family, and they're talking about these grooming of their children, but then they have no say for pictures like this. Like, this is the big image I've been seeing online where people are like, wait, why are you not talking about this, right? Like, this apparent photo of a guy with his kids and women dressing provocatively, in a sense, grooming children, right? Like, wouldn't that be grooming children? Am I crazy here? Um, but they are, and they were just kind of ignored. Um, because it's like, oh, it's cool. There's some kids with some big booties. Like, who wouldn't care about that? Like, no, it's disgusting. They're children, and they're being put into spaces where they shouldn't be in, and it's just disgusting all around. But they project this like uh, children are being groomed, when in reality it's both every side hates groomers. Like, it's just they're disgusting individuals who deserve the fucking death penalty. Yet when presented with grooming on your side, now you become ignored. Like, I will call out grooming when I see it, and I think that's their issues. They don't like the stuff that they find as groomer, like just people with the trans brunches. I could care less for, but to them that's like the end of the world. To them that's disgusting. That's you're grooming my child. And so I think we can definitely meet a middle if we just admit that, hey, grooming children is disgusting, but what is that line, right? Like, if I just bring a kid to a drag show, that's not just inherently grooming, right? But to them it is. To them it's the most disgusting, vile thing that someone can do, which I disagree with. I think there are, situations where children, I mean, I grew up in a house where like it was okay to be straight, right? And not to say my family would have banished me if I was gay, but they would have treated me different. And so growing up as someone on the more fluid spectrum, I definitely didn't feel comfortable. But my family put it in and would say stuff like, they would throw upon their beliefs on me and say, hey, look, that kid's a heartbreaker. He's gonna break so many women's heart. Like, that's not grooming. But I definitely think that, like, if someone were to say that he's gonna break some women's hearts, if someone said he's gonna break some men's heart, my family would have been disgusted, right? And that's where I draw the line. That's where I feel that we just lie to ourselves. We say these things and we try to pin it as like, oh, I'm just against children sexual anyway. But no, you're against the act of um, you're scared of the gay act, right? You don't want your kid. And some people admit it. I've been, as of late, seeing a lot of friends from high school, a lot of smart friends from high school say, I'm protecting my kids from the gay. And I look at that and just feel so disappointed. Like, I thought of these people as smarter, as better people. Like, it's just, I'm glad they're saying it. I'm glad they're not hiding it, but it's disappointing nonetheless, right? To see that you just straight up don't like gay people. You don't like my community. You don't like who I am. You don't like the people we that we are really trying to protect. Because I mean, realistically, is they're just people who are just, they just like men or they like women, right? Like, they're just gay people. There's nothing exciting. There's nothing crazy about it. They're not inherently evil. But to the likes of these anti-homophobic motherfuckers, or these homophobic motherfuckers, anti-gay people fuckers, they look at it like they're protecting the world. They think that they're doing good, and it's so disappointing. Like, I don't know. I've expected better, but I've seen worse, right? So it's disappointing to say the least. And I think with these rhetorics, like, if we don't call out this hypocrisy, um, we're no better than I don't know why Bixby's talking. We're no better than um, we're gonna let them walk on us, right? Like walk all over us. So it's disheartening. It's sad, but I mean, what can you do other than just call it out, right? Like they're obviously, like, you can't stop people from being hypocrites. You can't stop people from being sycophants for their side and the belief and ideology. But you could call it out, right? Like um, you can bring people who are on the fence of sexuality and gender and like, I don't know how people are trans. Like, you can call that out and say like, hey, look, it's okay to be this that, and have open arms. Like I saw a good family friend, right, post that this image of like protecting their kids with an umbrella against the gay flag or something like that, and it just, I don't know, it was just, not only was it just disappointing, it just hurt to see like, wow, you're so fucking smart and yet you're so stupid, so I mean, there's no like right way to pin this down. Like, that's just a bigot being a bigot, but you just kind of expected more. Like, I don't know, I thought my family kind of grew out of this. I mean, we've been living on this planet for a bit now. You think like people would find bigger things to be talking about. I remember too, that person posted a video of like a trans person or more gender fluid person during the Uvalde shooting. Like, there was no talk of the Uvalde shooting because they're big gun people, right? Yet when some photo of like some gender fluid person was posted on their timeline, they went crazy. They're like, this is what's destroying the youth. Meanwhile, there was an actual shooting that killed a bunch of kids, and there was not a word of that, not a peep of that. So that's what disgusts me, is like, there's images, there's these people doing disgusting things to children, but because it's more conservative leaning and it's more heteronormative, it's okay. Like, that's the shit that really breaks my heart, man. Like, I thought we'd be better than this, but I don't know. It's disappointing, but not surprising. I think that's a better way to pin it. And I think too, with the whole I don't know, that whole, like, I'm just thinking now of that stupid flag image of like they're protecting their kids from the gay flag, and like there's nothing wrong with just protecting, you're like, hey, you can be gay. But that's how I'm like seeing it, and that's how I also read it. Like, I've seen many of people try to pin it as like, I'm not being homophobic, but my kids, I'm protecting them from this, and it's like, you're protecting them from being gay? Like what? Like, what's your end goal here? Like, I don't know what you're trying to say. But that's them. It's like, that's how they think they're protecting the youth of sorts by being homophobic. I don't even know how are you protecting your kid by the gay too? That's what I'm curious on. Like, what does this mean? Like, your kid isn't allowed to dress gay? What is even dressing gay? Or like, what does your kid even, like, what even looks like gay? I see. I'm just like, to police this shit, to tell you like you're protecting your kid. Like, can they not watch certain shows? Like, I think that's what they're alluding to. I think they're alluding to like, oh, there's like shows on Nickelodeon that are like too gay or something, or they allow gay acceptance. I see. That's what I'm trying to like pin, is like, what is even in this conversation we're having? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I genuinely don't know how to proceed with like that knowledge of like, we're just protecting our kids from the gay. Like, what? But how does that even work? How does that like manifest itself? Your kid gotta play football, and he can't hug his friend who's a guy. Like, he can only hang out with women. Like, what if your kid comes out gay? I'm curious on how those people react. I mean, there's no like curiosity. I've seen people like that in my life where like their kid's gay, and they shun them, they kick them out. And I'm not saying these people will, because that's obviously disappointing. But I've seen it. I'm not saying it happens all of these people. I hope it doesn't, because that's going to be a whole generation of kids who just got their whole life fucking ruined. But let's pray and hope for a better world. I think I'll end it here. I'm sick of trying to play this game because it's been so laggy for me. I should just download it. I've been playing Cloud, but it is what it is. Thank you all. You have a good one, and goodbye.